Not really ever seen that happen before. But the game is definitely sub 30 FPS at this point, I think. It is slowing down.
I mean, Michael Bay is impressed with the duration of this battle.
But the Broodlords are slowly starting to push their way through. The corruptor count for Slivko is basically gone. He has no abduct. Well, actually, never mind. He has 5 vibes. He has lots of abducts.
There's plenty of abduct. Snoot has begun to add on queens. No one's attacking any expansions. They're just attacking the units. Snoot's actually burrowing his spore crawlers at the front.
Nice little move to try and keep the Vipers away.
Oh my god, he got a retreat out of
He's
the swarm
pushed him back. World War I might finally conclude here.
That's amazing.
The Zerg equivalent of trench warfare. Jeez, this is quite silly. And Snoot has eventually managed to push it through, and he's re-established his bases. But here's the thing, so Slivko.
Wow.
I don't really... I have no idea what's happening. I'm gonna be honest. This is not what you usually see. The Broodlords are certainly pushing back that front line, and Snoot is clearly managing to get the upper hand in that respect, but
yeah,
there's a re-rally, though. Like, Slivko has set up a new defensive line.
And in terms of, you know, like, how do you analyze this situation? What does any of this mean? Let's go through it. So right now, the Swarm Host is the most efficient unit around for what it can do.
Yeah.
It can send the Locusts out, which have an incredible range. You don't even need to have a target. Broodlords do need a target to spawn the Broodlings, and the Broodlings only last for a very short period of time. Locusts last for a full 25 seconds. So this means that technically, Slivko can, on average, do more damage with his army. But the problem is, every single unit can attack the Swarm Hosts, except Corruptors. So Snoot favors a big Broodlord force, and his goal is to eliminate everything but the Swarm Hosts. So suddenly, Slivko only has Swarm Hosts versus Broodlord. Small Roach counterattack from Snoot, looking good. Let's click on some of these Swarm Hosts. 68 kills, 112 kills, 68, 91, 84, 83, 87, 96, 115.
Aggression coming out of Snoot. He's going to take a base out here. He's going to take a second one as well, actually. Really nice maneuver. His opponent's force being highly immobile gave him the opportunity to send Roach run-bys in to try and do damage, and he did it. You know, he took out... That's every mining base for Slivko, bar the one at the south position, which is actually very easy to attack right now, if Snoot realizes that. He's actually swinging around. He might try for it.
Well, looks like Snoot's going to answer in this tense situation by building more Corruptors and trying to take out the south base. Unit count is currently 30 drones to 58 drones. I mean, Snoot is just taking these little edges and extending them again and again and again, and to think that this all could have possibly been over with a single flood engagement by Snoot, he's pulled it back around with just a insane late-game army mixture.
Well, Slivko just lost his last mining base and also absolutely messed up that fungal and lost a bunch of infestors in the process. Slivko basically has no cash left, and he does, however, have 12 swarm hosts, but I don't think that's actually a big enough mass to stop what's coming at him. There are still 9 Broodlords here from Snoot. If he gathers his army and pushes, he might be able to break him here.
So at this point in time, looks like Greater Spire, that's really, really dark in color. Gonna pop 94 to 118 in the mix. 12 swarm hosts still stay alive. The heroes of Slivko's vitality. And, you know, maybe Slivko should just relocate everything to the north and just start the game over with 4 more bases. No, he says GG!
Oh, praise the gods in heaven.
We
GG!
did it! We made it! We got to the other end, TV!
That was...
Oh, yeah.
God, I hope we never see the like again. As interesting as that was, and unique as it was, watching Broodlords fight Swarm Hosts for 20 minutes was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in StarCraft.
Yeah, I mean, that game is like an okay girlfriend. I was fine with it at the time, but I never want to see it again.
Oh, God, why?
Alright, so It's on to game 3. It means that now Norway is up 2-0 in a best of 7. We're guaranteed Snoot versus Titan. And one more player may be sent out from Team Russia.
And
one of the
then,
eliminated players gets a second life.
Indeed. And then we may see Snoot versus Slivko again on an even bigger map. It is possible. Please no.
Oh man, that was really cool.
Well, I mean, it's something that I think you can look back on and say, well, I got to cast that game.
That was awesome.
It was unorthodox.
So are we going to take a break, or are we just powering into the next game, man?
You know, I actually have, I have to leave in an hour and a half, so I really hope they just power into the next game.
Yeah.
I have a prior dinner engagement with a large piece of cow. It will be delicious. And if I end up eating those microwave fries and some cheese again...
Oh, that's going to sound really good.
It sounds good in theory. Until you realize that the steak is just so much better. Please. Oh, it's Altazim. Okay, they're using Altazim for Titan versus Snoot. Alright.
Good.
Good, yes. That means we won't get to see it if Slivko comes back. That's nice.
Well, I mean, Altazim, huge map. Could still be a long slugfest in this matchup, but this is a map where I'm confident in saying extremely long distances, so I recommend Mutas.
A couple of comments coming in from the players, by the way. Empire Cass on Twitter. Hope David Kim enjoying this battle of Locust versus Broodlings. Looks so fun, smiley face. Ace Inertio, of course, of Poland, that were eliminated on day 1. This is what happens when Snoot and Slivko play a ZVZ or any other matchup. I can't watch this.
Oh, interesting. Let me go to my Twitter and see what I'm seeing here. Can you stream us some cat videos or something instead?
Okay. I will do my very best. I think we might need a bit of a palate cleanser. So let's see what we can do. Yes. This will work fine. Alright. YouTube's being very dodgy today, so I may not be able to provide you with the cat videos.
Oh, well, game number 3 is coming up. Snoot versus Titan. It's going to be on Altazim Stronghold. I am excited for this. Dem Mutars are quite powerful.
They are. You know, I'm going to make a special effort for all of you guys. This is going to be something that I don't believe has ever been seen before in StarCraft 2 history.
What's that?
So I hope, well, I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to make a little change to the overlay for the first few minutes of this matchup right here. Yeah, that should be perfect. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Altazim Stronghold. It's my pleasure. In the northeast position. From Team Norway, currently ahead 2 games in this best of 7 series. It is Liquid Snoot versus his opponent to the southeast position. In the red trunks, playing Protoss. For Team Russia, Roxkiss Titan. And I have added a cat to the overlay.
Oh. Oh. Well. Okay. John, let's do this. The map is Altazim. Altazim, Altar. A mix of Altazim and Tal'Darim Altar.
You've just created the worst map in history.
Well, that does mean that now Titan is going to be going for Nexus first. Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
I actually think that Snoot could very well go for 3 hatch before pool.
He could. This would be a good, really, really good map to do that on, I feel. It's absolutely gigantic.
John, this is a big map.
It's pretty huge. But Snoot is actually going pool first. For some reason. But, I mean, you know, there's not necessarily a case that you should be super greedy, but he is going to go for the pool before the hatchery in the back.
You know, this to me is a way of saying I think I have a better long-term game plan than you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm so confident in my ability to win late. All I need to do is not lose early. I'm going to get this queen up.
Sure.
And this could very well be a kind of swift 4th base, because if you look at this topmost 4th base, it's pretty well tucked back. You know, I mean, there are the rocks back there, but it's the sort of thing that with a couple of spine crawlers and Ling Muta, you are in amazing shape.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. And I'm interested to see where this goes from here. Obviously, the Nexus first play from Titan. But God knows what could happen after that. It is a very, very large map. As we keep pointing out, because it's like the biggest, most important feature of the map is just its sheer size, which results in some very strange build orders.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the most interesting things that we're seeing, of course, with the skipped forge from Titan, is that he can get pretty dang fast tech. And he can do it while having the gateways sort of bolster that. Because the forge really is... Oops. Zerglings march straight in and...
Well, that was convenient and shouldn't have happened.
Bird's eye view. Yeah, I mean, you get the benefit of not having to have spent 150 minerals and 150 minerals on each a forge and a cannon. So
yeah,
it's 300 extra minerals, that's 2 extra gateways. I'm almost certain we're going to see Titan do some sort of... Actually, now I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Chrono Boost instantly on that Cybernetics core.
Okay.
Here it comes. Guaranteed. Wow. Here it comes, John. 100% chance.
Well, he does need 25 energy to do that. He's going in 23? 24? No. He's building a Stargate.
Building a Stargate. And what works great with Stargate is Chrono Boost on the... Okay, never mind. He's going to just... He's going to keep getting probes. That's good. That's a smart, efficient play. Snoot doing another thing I'm enjoying that I think is way stronger on this map. Often players will double gas at 6 for a Roach Warren. Here, Snoot is going for very fast Zergling speed. Both a fast Roach Warren and fast Zergling speed are one of those, I'm going to try to stop a 4-gate with this play. Or I'm going to try to stop aggression with this play. But I like the Zergling speed choice because the map is so huge that there's 1,000,001 places to hide the pylons.
Yeah, that is true. Shouldn't be too hard to pull any of that off. Stargate is now finished. It's a huge map. Why not get something that flies? Oracle is on the way, and that Oracle is actually going to get scouted, which is a really, really nice on-point scout from Snoot, honestly. Very surprising that he landed just at that time, but he did. And the Oracle's going to get spotted immediately. Spore Crawlers go down in response.
Yeah, well, I mean... An Oracle is one of those investments that, like against Terran, I can see continued use for it, because you can do just amazing work with Revelation on Medivacs, but in this circumstance, it has a very temporary purpose. You can't really do good Revelations in the mid and late game because all the Zerg units are like faster than Oracles.
Yeah.
Like Mutalisks are going to be more mobile, the Hydralisks are going to be able to protect themselves pretty easily against that, so... What Titan's doing is he's instantly going for this Nexus Expand. I firmly anticipate that we'll see a big, massive Void Ray, Zealot Archon sort of mixture.
Seems likely. Titan trying to find an opening. He does force the... There's a sort of very, very brief interlude there. A small coffee break for the drones as they're forced off the line momentarily, but it's not a problem. Looks like Titan's going to go send his Oracle over to check out LabBot 1X over there, which he elects not to destroy.
LabBot 1X. I love LabBot 1X.
He's a bit of a cutie,
oh my
That's a
dude,
lot of links.
There's no forge. The forge was late.
Well,
the forge is only just finished, so there's no cannons. So
no third base for you.
Game plan. Oh my god, Snoot has a huge lead. I love that choice of Ling speed to hold off any potential aggression, because right now we're seeing it flip back around. The speed Lings countering the expansion. Oh, Titan is in just a world of trouble.
And you might think, well, he lost a little Lings doing that. It was totally worthwhile. He even killed a couple of sentries in the process, which is even better. That was fantastic there for Snoot. That really did the job. And that puts Snoot firmly on 3 bases. Really screws up the plans there. And as he said, late Forge, no defenses, and 1 dead Nexus.
Snoot, on the other hand, does have some ways in which he's a little bit behind. His layer's only just now finished. He's going for the Hydralisk Den. That's a very active Oracle from Titan, continuing to spot, but I'm absolutely a big fan of getting the plus melee attack, going Hydra Ling, applying pressure, while doing that switch on over to the Spire.
Yeah, certainly. Seems to be doing the job here. Titan's trying to do some of this Oracle. It's not really working out. He used it more in defense, more so than anything else, which is never really where you want an Oracle to be used. It's finding queens all over the place. He does get 1 drone off the gas, but the other one is saved. That Oracle's now been damaged, so not really any luck there. So we're seeing a more standard kind of build out of Titan, focusing on Void Rays, Hydralisk and Hydra Speed already on the way here for Snoot, and an Infestation Pit.
Ooh, now there's a funky choice. What Snoot could be saying is, well, you're now pinned to defending your 3rd, so I'm going to go snap your face down with a Hydra Locust push. And that could be okay, but, I mean, mutas. That's what I'm really thinking is going to be the strongest choice. Mutas.
Well, he's putting a Roach Warren down at the moment.
Well, mutas.
Which don't come out of a Roach Warren. And Enduring Locusts as well. But no mutas. And a Hive. Which is an interesting choice, considering he hasn't actually even got 1-1 yet. I don't really know what to make of that build. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the Enduring Locust coming down for Zerg.
Hang on a minute.
Little push. Whoa, Mass Queen for Snoot. Doing some great transfuses. It looks like kind of a difficult spot for Snoot to hold. Does he actually have any? Oh,
that
his
force
queens
field
get stuck on the wall.
Fantastic force field there from Titan. The Swarm hosts pop out in the middle, and he even loses 1 before that even happens. He does have observers, though, so this actually is not going to work out so well for Snoot. And suddenly, Snoot gets caught off guard here with a push towards his 3rd as he's mid getting every tech in the Zerg book. But now the Lings swarm out, and they will be able to defend.
So something weird happened there. Titan could have just hung out, continued to force field, but somehow he didn't do that. I don't know. This is just a series of very sort of funky decisions back and forth. I mean, Titan with a brilliant attack timing, with a great attack composition, killing off almost all those queens almost immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that was really nice use of the force field there. Particularly efficient as well. It's not too difficult to drop 4 force fields and trap a queen. It is difficult to drop 1 force field and trap 3 queens. Which is exactly what we saw there. It was a really nice move. Titan now looking for a run by here. Looks to be on the 4th base, which is a good choice, absolutely. The Lings do spot it, though, so Snoot should be able to shut that down before any real damage is done.
Zerglin's going to absolutely wreck this. Love this speed-focused defense from Snoot, but the choice to start massing up Swarm hosts early has cost Snoot games in the past. We've seen really excellent answers from Protosses like MC, like Naniwa, who've been able to pick slowly Snoot apart because it's so hard to defend these disparate bases. And as we see, the bases are increasingly getting more and more spread out.
That is true.
It's tough dice right now for Snoot.
It is a bit of a weird choice, I suppose, based on that kind of information. Admittedly, if he's going to do it, he kind of has to do it now before Titan really starts to sprawl all over the place. Look for a focal point, which is most likely going to be either the 3rd or 4th base. Start to pressure it. Spread your creep towards the Protoss so you have more options and you can expand behind that as well. But the response from Titan is to get speed. It's also to get grav boosters, actually, for the Warp Prism. So this is going to be some interesting drop stuff. I like that a lot, yeah. It's a good map for it.
Yeah, I mean, especially given that the ramp in your main is a 1 force field ramp.
Yeah.
A couple of Zerglings are on fire and dead in the south position. And now we're seeing the Titan is beginning to go up to the rather unusual easy 4 bases. Only on Altarism do we get to say that. The struggle on this map for Protoss is acquiring the 5th base. And even that is going to be more comfortable when you have that much resources. But look at this. Titan is preparing to do a drop with that Warp Prism on the right side.
Titan's going to push out as well in the process, and he's going to look for those swarm hosts. Oh, he'll find them. He will absolutely find them. And he's moved on to the high ground to try and avoid that. However, Snoot definitely pulls the swarm hosts back. He doesn't want any risk whatsoever of losing anything. And these locusts are going to be able to kill some zealots. Maybe even a sentry. No, they don't get it. In the meantime, here comes the charging zealot warp into the main. They even catch some swarm hosts in the process, but unfortunately, the transfuse is on point here for Snoot, and the zealots don't really get much done there.
Now, it looks like at the front, that's where Titan's real focus is. He's trying to crush through with his Colossus count. He wants to not let Zerg feel comfortable about getting a 5th base. So as he's going through here, he is going to be losing a lot of cash, but he can slowly replace his army with the really valuable stuff. Templar, Colossus, couple of Stalkers.
He almost loses 2 Colossi there. Time Warp comes down from Titan. Nice little micro maneuver just to avoid losing that. Big Zealot Warp in comes for a run by on the 4th base and a closer pylon coming in for reinforcements. And Titan is trying to push this back, but these Colossus are getting pulled right in the center of the Locust. One pops.
Oh.
Second one pops.
Oh, another one got taken down on the right side, plunging down to 2 Colossi, but I mean, it's been said so many times, the best answer to swarm hosts is to go around them.
And he's going to have to. There's 33 swarm hosts. Even with 4 Colossus, that's not enough. You're going to need huge amounts to even think about beating that many locusts. There's currently 90 locusts on the field. The damage they do is obscene. Plus 3 upgrades coming for both. Here comes a Zealot run by and an Archon being warped in on the 4th base. And this, this is the right thing to do here. There's actually not that much mobile for Snoot at all right now. He's maxed out on swarm hosts and Vipers alone. He has no lings at all.
Well, now Snoot has just put himself in the weirdest position. He not only has to expand under duress with these sort of counter warp-ins, but he also can't attack and defend his expansions at the same time. Well, he can do it well, at least. So the instant we get a very strong runaround from Titan, that's the instant that we start to see a lot of trouble for Snoot.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, 2 storms can immediately blanket all the locusts, and suddenly those swarm hosts are vulnerable targets.
Yeah, we need to see some spines added in here. It's got a lot of spores, but, and which is what you really want because you need to defend against void rays and things like oracles, but he doesn't really have any spines. He doesn't have that many on at home either. Yeah. He's actually got no static defense, which would be nice to stop these run-bys from doing damage. But Snoot, I think, just wants to end the game at this point. He doesn't want to worry too much about this. He knows, look, I have 33 swarm hosts. Killing that is going to be very difficult for you. I think I can break you now.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, yes, there's a lot of pressure happening at the front, but look at this. We're seeing Zealots run into the 3rd base. We're seeing more Zealots at the left run into the north base. Snoot is in a lot of trouble. Even this expansion down in the bottom left from Titan, this is not a hidden expansion. This is exactly the right move from Titan. He can defend this so easily with warp-ins.
Uh-oh. Storm comes down. Snoot is now being pushed back. This Gambit from Snoot has lost him a lot in the back. He has lost a lot of bases, and the swarm hosts are also getting stormed, as are the locusts at this point. Good transfuses coming in here. There are still a lot of swarm hosts, and the Templars getting abducted by the Vipers as well, which is wonderful. A feedback comes in mid-air. Very nice move there. But
cool.
I don't know whether or not Snoot can break this, and if he can't, the economic damage might be crippling.
Well, we see 3-3 is done for Snoot. He continues to step forward. The slow, steady push. Templar count at 7. Colossus count at 7. Storms and Thermal Lance are going to be enough to rip down this. In the Army value tab and the units lost tab, we see it's almost all Protoss units that have been lost. But that's not telling the full story. Titan soon is going to have 10 geysers. He's going to be able to continue to add on Templar and counterattack with Zealots.
So far, this has been good defense here from Titan. And he's pushing forward. He's going for another wave. Great feedbacks! Fantastic feedbacks from Titan.
Uh-oh. Mothership Core. Ooh, very nice time warp there. The Colossus are even going to love that to be able to throw down yet more great shots down.
Yeah, really nice. Now, Snoot did send, he's using a couple of swarm hosts back at home, maybe a few too many to defend against these Zealot warp-ins, but he knows he has to secure his economy, and he continues to push forward here. So far, Titan has not managed to break this, but he's not losing any of his valuable units outside of the occasional Templar either. So it's not that bad for him. He has enough Colossus to kill the whole Locust Swarm before it actually does any damage. But he is getting very slowly pushed back every time he does that.
We're seeing the expansion of the bottom left functionally getting completely repaired. And now we're starting to see Titan have literally a Colossus Templar army.
Yeah.
Those are the only units other than 5 Zealots that aren't even anywhere in sight. There's the Storms going down, and I actually think Titan is going to be able to break through this no problem whatsoever with the armor upgrade, hitting 2 now. Snoot's Locusts actually are doing a lot less damage.
Oh, wow.
Titan is really pushing back. Snoot hard. There's the Zealot warping at the north side as well. I mean, Titan gets how to counter this, but still, 32 Swarm hosts on the field.
Yeah, huge amounts of them. He was forced to uproot and back off, which gave space. This is a war entirely for land right now, because the less land that Titan has, the more risk he is of losing the ability to retreat and also losing buildings like his Nexus or pylons, warp gates, anything that you find there at the third base. So the more space he's got, the less effective this Swarm host composition is.
Wow. This is amazing. At the right side, we see that Snoot hasn't spotted the Warp Prism there. Snoot is kind of going to be on permanent 2 base. The instant he mines out his main and his natural, which is now, he has his 3rd almost mined out, and that 4th and that right side expansion. Oh, the right side expansion is definitely going to fall now.
Oh my, yes it is. A nice little warp in there. The pressure's coming in, the Archons are in the middle. The Swarm hosts are actually split in 2, which might be good considering, but there are a lot of Archons here. Titan is in the middle with Colossus, and suddenly, Snoot's massive defensive line, it's falling. He's put a hole right through the middle.
Uh-oh, but the count is still at 31. There's been almost no Swarm host reduction. We're seeing that Locust start to pick off the Archons. Oh god,
ugly.
all the energy that
There's no Templar.
spent.
He used all of that energy, as you said, on the Storms, and now it's just Colossus and Archons. Archons do not fight well against Swarm host at all, but Titan does still have 9 Colossi. Will it be enough to break this?
I mean, he's got to break it now, because as we're starting to see 12 more Corruptors are beginning to pop out. We haven't really seen any Corruptors in this game. It's just been Viking Swarm hosts, but with these continued Zealot counterattacks from Titan, I mean, they're not really doing anything at this point, but if those counters got any more notable in size, then yeah, I mean, we'd begin to see Titan chipping away. I mean, in terms of economy, we almost never see. Look at this. The Zerg income is just 400.
Yeah.
That's it. It's tiny.
He doesn't have, I mean, he really doesn't have any more than 1 mining base. This one here is pretty much done in the next 30 seconds. He has this one, that's it. He hasn't cleared out the pylons because he has no mobile force whatsoever. He is 100% committed to this front line, and he has left everything else open because he believes this is enough to kill Titan. And, oh, you get nice catch up there, actually. Snoot was able to flank around the side in an unexpected way with those Locusts and kill a Colossus. If he can break this Colossus force, Snoot can win, because there's no way that this high-tech army can be rebuilt fast enough to defend against the next wave. Yeah.
And the Corruptors getting in position. There's only an Archon there.
Yep. And now Archon's lost the shields. Oh, lovely abducts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Storm goes down to defend against the Locusts. The Corruptors are smashing their way through the Colossus count. Now only 7. This Corruptor switch might have been what he needed.
But suddenly, Titan has stopped messing around at the top side.
Jeez,
he has
20
zealots.
They need to attack now. I mean, there are some spines up, but against 3/3 zealots with +3 shields, I don't think those spines will be enough.
I mean, these are 3/3 zealots at this point in time, and now Snoot has started to try to build evolution chambers, more spine crawlers. I mean, they're going to be able to just annihilate the Locusts. I mean, the Locusts themselves aren't invisible, just the Swarm hosts, and suddenly now, I mean, after 2 incredibly long games, I mean, Snoot is yet again looking like he's on the ropes.
However, he has managed to reach the 3rd. He's killing Archons again. He's pressuring that Nexus. The Colossus count has taken damage. That mining base is now gone. The Zealots will eventually die to the Locusts. They'll take a while to do it, but I have to wonder, can Snoot actually crush this mining base down to the bottom here? The Locusts can't quite reach it.
I mean, with the Archon count starting to be favored, we see 6 Archons, 11 Colossus, enough Templar to eliminate. Oh no. Oh my god, the admin
Are you kidding me? This is not the time for that. Not at all. Take his...
Oh, take TV.
His machine has melted.
Take.
Oh, Well, Take is here, but he lost. I don't know if the admin was the spectator. Hopefully
Either way,
it wasn't.
Hysteria showcasing